What's up, YouTube? It's King Hulie here for Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. I'm here with my man Horace and White Mike. We have a great show lined up for you guys. We're going to talk. It's going to be a lot about basketball. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Yo, welcome back. You're listening to the Future Sports Talk Radio. We are Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. It's your boy King Hulie on the mic, and you know the vibes. You know who I'm with. White Mike's definitely in the building. What's up, White Mike?
Oh man, just enjoying another weekend at home. You know,
there you go.
Starting to slow down. So
that's what's starting to slow down. So. Good.
That's been good. I mean, it's all right. Still dealing with some shoulder issues.
Okay.
Trying to get that resolved, but other than that, it's been good.
All right. That's what's up, bro. My man. No hollow point this week, but Horace is here. He's gonna kick your ass when he see you. Horace is here. What's up, Horace?
What's up, man? Out here, in San Antonio, battling the elements. I got my ass kicked by the sun Saturday at the pool with my girls. I wasn't ready for that. I'm thinking it's just gonna be like a little, 85, 80 day. Ended up being 98.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we sunburn. I didn't. With the babies, so yeah, man. I here fighting the elements, brother.
I was gonna ask you what elements, the sun and dust, or what? I mean, I've been to San Antonio, so
that's it.
Hey, did you guys get any of that rain? I know there was a rainstorm that went through Houston. Did you guys get any of that?
Yeah.
So those elements as well.
Hammered.
Yeah, oh we got hammered up here last week too.
Yeah, man.
I know my cousin Ferg from not Truth Be Told, but Three Brothers No Sense. If you're listening right now, go over there and check out Three Brothers No Sense. My cousin, they couldn't do an episode. Well, he wasn't on the episode this week because he still doesn't have his internet back. So like whatever the rain and the winds or whatever it did went down there, kind of messed him up. So
yeah, man.
If anybody's affected by that, what I'm saying, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with you. But that sucks. That sucks really bad. But I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be back here recording with you guys. Shout out to High Hopes softball, man. We had a playoff game on Wednesday, and your boy made the clutch play of the year, saving our season, right? So let me do
swinging bunt.
Picture, right? No. Let's paint this picture. Come on, let's paint this picture, right? So it's we're down by 2. We have a runner on second. And 2 outs. I take it. I hit the shot that just cleared just over the left center fielder's hand. And the first thing I want to do, normally I would look at those shots or whatever, and then I'll take off running. But I just wanted to run. So I started running. I'm listening to my coach, the first base coach, listen, Emilio, and then I'm listening to Eddie on at third. But around first, I look at second. On my way to second, I can see where the ball is. So I'm getting really excited about it. I touch second, on the way to third. Eddie's sending me to third. I think the catcher comes up and he's covering home plate. Ball comes in. Your boy slides in between the legs, safe, tie the ball game. We win in extra innings, and then we play the championship game on Wednesday.
Oh, that was for the go to the ship. Oh,
that was going. Yeah. The biggest play in High Hopes history.
How many days did you pay for that?
What do you mean pay? Oh, you want to talk about how sore I was? I'm just starting to feel better. Man. But it felt good. I was having a crappy game up to that point, man. So I'm just happy to be able to contribute to our team and push into the chips. And now we just got to go out there and win it. Got to go out there and win it on Wednesday. But I'd like to welcome you guys back to another episode of Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. I am King Hulie. I'm here with Horace Jr. and White Mike. No Horace. So I guess I have to do these socials, right? So if you want to follow us, make sure you follow us at Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group at Truth Be Told Sports. There's a Facebook page, Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Truth Be Told Sports Podcast, as well as TikTok. If you want to follow us on X, That's TBTS Podcast at TBTS Podcast. And the website is coming. I'm not going to keep explaining myself, but it's coming. I just had to have some time to do it because I think we're switching. I'm in the middle of switching the web designer or whatever. So that's where we're at with that. But if you want to follow us, make sure you follow us. Also on YouTube, where we would appreciate a like and a subscribe on this video. And also to turn on those post notifications so you'll be notified when the next episode drops. So with that being said, hey, White Mike.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we'd like to welcome you back to another episode of the White Mike Trivia Show. You know that trivia show within a podcast where White Mike will ask King Hulie and Horace Jr. questions about sports. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. There's a point awarded if you get it right. There's no points awarded when you don't, obviously. And White Mike can just be happy he stomped us again for another week.
It's my favorite.
That's your favorite part? That's your highlight?
Yeah.
All right. So without any further ado, your host, Who White, Who Mike.
Oh, welcome back. Glad to have you here this week, Hulie. Hadn't got to beat you in a while.
You ain't gonna beat me this week either, sir.
Unfortunately, Hollow Point isn't here. To add on another little tally to his winning resume.
God, please leave him alone, bro. Even when he's not here.
Oh, I said to add on to his winning resume. It's like a lot.
No, I'm just saying, like
it's a lot to a little.
You champion for him, like you talk, whatever. You got to rub it in my. He's not here. He's not gonna sit there and gloat.
Well, I'm letting him know. I was thinking about
when he listens to this, I'm pretty sure he will. Hey, fuck you, Hollow Point. Let's do it.
So, all right. So we're gonna go basketball here. I got 2 basketball and a baseball.
All
right. This basketball is 2-part questions.
Okay.
Who has the longest playoff drought in NBA history, and can you name them?
Player or team?
Team.
The longest playoff drought
for a team, a franchise.
For a team. Man, I would have to say.
Or teams.
There's 4
How many are
there? Just one, the top team, right?
Who has the longest?
The longest.
It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4.
Like as if they're tied, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me think. All right.
I'm gonna go Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings, one of them at least.
No, they were just in the playoffs last year.
The Bucks.
The Bucks. I mean, something of all time or like current active longest playoff drought.
All time. You can go current. I mean, it can be current. It can be all time.
Oh, okay. Man, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think I think they won 1 championship, but I don't think they've been back. I take that back. They were. Damn.
That's a
really tough one.
I feel like everybody had a little success. I'm gonna
say Detroit. I would say Detroit, Sacramento Kings are in there, and I would say maybe the Charlotte Bobcats, Charlotte Hornets. That shit before they were the Pelicans. I don't know.
I'm gonna go Sacramento. Dang.
It's tough.
Orlando Magic.
That's a good one.
Milwaukee. And No, not Portland.
All right.
Yeah,
So what's your final
what I got.
answer?
That's what I got. That's what I got.
Yeah.
All right. It's one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Sacramento Kings. And they went 16 straight seasons without.
Damn.
Without a playoff. Okay.
From 2006 until they
So
made
do
it
we get a
2023.
point because like you weren't clear that we had to pick one team?
You didn't have to pick. I asked you how many, if you could name. How many, and if you could name.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand the question. My fault.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna go to this one now. Who? Name. It can be 1, 2, or 3 teams. 5. I don't care. But you have to come up with a number. What team or teams has the longest playoff appearance streak?
San Antonio Spurs.
Can you tell me how many seasons?
22.
I was just curious since you're a Spurs fan.
22, 20.
He's probably right because I'm pretty sure they've been there a lot back, multiple seasons since Tim Duncan's been there. I want to say he's never missed the playoffs.
It's 5 in a row now, though. I can't wait to see my team in the playoffs. I can't wait to just watch my team. Even if we lose, I just want to see them. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so what's your final guess on the teams, and then
man,
you're going with? So Horace is going with San Antonio, right?
I'm gonna say Boston.
Ooh,
The Celtics.
a good one.
So San Antonio is one of the teams with 22.
Look at it. See?
The Syracuse Nationals / Philadelphia 76ers. From 1950 to 1971, they went to 22 straight playoff games.
Damn.
Second place is the Portland Trailblazers.
Damn.
Or third place, whatever you want to call it, not tied for first.
Okay.
From 83 to 2003, they went to 21 straight playoffs. Did win shit.
Sad.
That's a solid program.
Sad. All right. You have another question?
Yep, I got you a baseball, and then I got you an interesting little fact.
All right, cool.
So, who is the oldest pitcher to throw a perfect game in AL/NL history?
Nolan Ryan.
Oldest pitcher.
In American League, National League history to throw a perfect game.
A perfect game. Okay, not a no-hitter. All right.
27 up, 27 down.
I always want to answer this question when I hear Satchel Paige, because he was dominant into his early 60s, I believe. So I'm gonna go with Satchel Paige.
Man. I don't know.
I really thought you were going to go David Wells.
Is David Wells the oldest?
I don't know. No, he's not.
I remember.
I really thought
he
you being Yankees.
I was just going to say, he popped up in my head too, but I'm like, nah, he was in his 20s or something.
Nah, he was older than that.
He was older than that. He was already
he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he came in the league ball.
That's my era.
No.
I'm gonna go perfect game.
But it could be Nolan Ryan too. He's thrown a few of those.
That's why I'm stick with Nolan Ryan. I can't think of nobody else.
All right. So this happened. This pitcher threw the perfect game 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Kurt No.
Oh, close.
Teammate.
Randy Johnson.
Shut up.
He was 40 years old.
42? How old was he?
40.
40? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, y'all, anybody wants to feel free to fact check me if I'm incorrect. Go to the MLB's verified Facebook page and tell them they're wrong.
And Randy Johnson. That makes sense.
So I got this little interesting. It's another NBA thing. It was players who have four-peated in 4 straight championships. You know how Jordan and Pippen and them had the 2 3-peats.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a lot. We'll start with, let's see, Frank Saul, King Hulie, John Havlicek, and then Bill Kelsey had a 5-peat. Jim LaCosta had a 6. Frank Ramsey had a 6. Satch Sanders had 6. Tom Hutchinson had 7. Casey Jones, Sam Jones, and Bill Russell all had 8-peats. Steve Kerr and Frank Saul are the only non-Celtics to have a 4-peat.
Because he went with the Bulls, 3 with the Bulls, and he won 1 with the San Antonio Spurs in '99.
And then somebody come on here and said Steve Kerr went from one of the best dynasties, leaves one of the best dynasties, comes to the Spurs, gets his final one, then leaves that and comes back to coach them, then goes on to head coach one of the best dynasties.
Steve Kerr's been blessed, man.
Steve Kerr has a total of 9 rings from being a player and a coach.
Dang, that's a winner right there.
And then somebody said there's this weird stat for a decade straight. Every championship team had either Steve Kerr or Robert Horry on it.
I remember that.
Robert
Horry won with the Rockets in those 2 times, those 2 years.
He won with the Spurs. He won with Lakers.
He won with the Lakers. Yeah, he's a winner. Some people think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not one of those people.
I mean, no, I'm not.
No,
I'm not gonna say he's Hall of Fame worthy.
No, Horace, what do you say? You think Robert Horry, 7 points a game, Hall of Fame, but he has 7 rings.
1 ring for every point he averaged.
Time out. I forgot. We talked about the NBA. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Everybody gets in. If you have a good career, they'll let you in there.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to be great. It's not like the NFL. Like in the NFL, you got to be a game changing mofo. Hey.
And to be fair, it's the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, so they can tack on your college career too if they want.
That's different. Yeah, that's the Naismith is different. Yeah, the Naismith is different for sure.
Yeah. So the conference finals are set. You have the Indiana Pacers taking on the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I would say Indiana and Dallas, Minnesota are coming off some really good closeout games. Do you think? What'd you see in the Pacers and the Knicks game? Was the series the series itself was everything I thought it was going to be? And given all the history, between those 2 teams, they go, going back to the '90s and all that good stuff, and just the resurgence. We talked about it before about New York basketball and how good it is for the Knicks to be in the playoffs. What do you just give me a comment on that series for you guys?
Man, I'm gonna start from the backwards and go front.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton, the man pulled off a hoodie with Reggie Miller doing the choke symbol.
I saw that.
That is the series right there. And I'm not saying New York choked. I've said it since we started talking about them. New York is your blue collar scrappy team. Game 7. It all started with that little skirmish where they took offense to whatever Indiana was doing. That knocked them off their mentally that messed with them. And then Jalen Brunson breaking his hand, that deflated them. So now you have an Indiana team that thrives on that fun, that just kind of loose, those antics that got New York off of it. And arguably your best players now broke his hand. Indiana was just like, okay, we can just go play our ball now. We'll just go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's every game that they won. That's what they did. When New York was able to control it and control tempo and play their game, obviously that's when they won.
Mm-hmm.
But Game 7 played into Indiana's favor from the antics to Brunson breaking his hand. And I know Horace is going to allude to this because we talked about it before the show. They were tired. They were wore out. They were done.
Mm-hmm.
Fatigue killed them.
Okay.
But I think the Reggie Bush choking hoodie.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie Miller. I saw Reggie Bush thing earlier. Reggie Miller's choking symbol hoodie sums up exactly how Indiana thought this series was going to go and how they played it.
Right.
Loose, carefree, and fun.
That's good. Good stuff. Horace, what you think, brother?
Yeah, man. I think the better team won. I think the better team won. I think Indiana from like top to bottom. I think they have a better team, especially when you count in New York injuries, right? Tibbs, he's a hell of a coach. He asks a lot of his players. He's not really with the new time of things, and which is okay because I think that's why they got to where they got.
Yeah, his players gave it to him too. They bought
man.
into his system.
Yes, man, like gritty, old school. That's why I like them for real. Like they old, they
They
scrappy.
remind me of the '90s Knicks.
Yeah, man, they dive on the ground for the goal.
Yeah.
They just real scrappy. They play tough. But man, when you're the style of today's game, I think the mixture of the up and down with playing that physical, I think it'll wear down any team. And they lost some really good players. They end up losing their best player, arguably their second best player weeks ago. So like it's just too much injuries. But I like the Knicks, man. They play hard. They just ran out of gas. Indiana Pacers have like they're deep. They're more healthier. They have a better team. And Rick Carlisle, my God, dude, that talking about Hall of Fame? Is that guy a Hall of Fame coach?
Oh yeah.
Has he ever had a team that wasn't good, man?
Right.
He's been around forever. He's an excellent coach. And I think Indiana, I think they're gonna be a pretty good match for the Pacers. I mean the Pacers, the Boston Celtics. Of course I'm picking the Celtics, but I think it should be an okay series.
Oh, you was about to be fired.
So that brings us into the conference finals. So obviously we have the Boston Celtics taking on the Indiana Pacers, like we just talked about before. Then we have the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I wanted to get a little bit in between before we jump into that. Talk a little bit about the end of that Denver Minnesota series. What you guys see? Wait, Mike, what you see in that series towards the end?
Exactly what I saw. Exactly what I thought. Minnesota's they're loose. They're fun to watch, but they play fundamental. Anthony Edwards, if he's not becoming the face of the NBA, he will be real soon.
I agree.
The young man has talent out of this world. He feeds off of it. He feeds off the energy of his team, the crowd. And if you look defeated on the other end, he's going to come at you and just try to take you out. You give him one look of like you're fatigued, you're just defeated in any kind of way. He's coming for you. He's got a killer instinct to try to take you out. I thought they were more hungry than Denver. To me,
I think that was obvious.
Denver coming off of a championship just didn't play this year like a team coming off. They're kind of lackadaisical at times and just like not like they didn't care. Like they were like, yeah, we got one. And like I said, the Timberwolves cat Rudy Gobert. I mean, he had a game, several blocks. I mean, a lot of blocks, a lot of big defensive plays, and you got, in his own words, the best shooting big man of all time, Anthony Towns out there.
Anthony Towns out there, yeah.
When healthy, that he's a good ball player. I mean, obviously he's in the NBA, but so mixed together, they're fun, they're fundamental, and they will just take it to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you punch them in the mouth, they'll take it and come right back. Because Denver did. Denver punched them in the mouth a few games in a row. And
For sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Horace, what about you, brother? What you think?
Man, if people pay attention, man, depending on what Minnesota does here,
Mm-hmm.
I think the big man is making a comeback. You look at college ball.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama was the only team in the Final Four that didn't have a big man, and you see they was out of there quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the good teams have big men. Same in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA right now. Like because I don't think anybody, not too many people anyway, outside of Minneapolis, picked the Minnesota Timberwolves to win that series, and
Mm-hmm.
they did it based off size. Like that,
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is a great player. I know
Yeah,
some people are gonna disagree with me, but I think at his pace, Jokic is going to end up a top 25 player of all time.
easily. Oh, for sure.
Jokic is a really, 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 really all timer, man. And
Mm-hmm.
them Minnesota boys, them two big boys down there gave him hell. Three, actually
Yeah.
three. they was coming at him in waves, three because
Mm-hmm.
the ball off the bench was actually probably doing the best job on Jokic, and he wasn't even a starter.
So,
You know,
Nas Reed,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
He did a phenomenal job against. I was watching that game. He
great
was he
job,
just
bro.
and I think that's what Minnesota did really well. The whole series to me
Yep,
was how they managed their bench.
yep, yep,
The bench
yep.
came in and they did they got their buckets. They did what they had to do at crucial times,
Yeah,
and just did what they
yeah,
needed to do to get
yeah,
the
yeah.
series wrapped up for Minnesota.
Mike Malone.
they made you beat them with Murray and Otto Porter
Yeah.
Jr. And I'm not saying that them guys can't ball because they can.
Mm-hmm.
But they took Jokic out. They couldn't play their game inside out.
Mm-hmm. They couldn't. The way they played
And
defense on them was just phenomenal.
It was just
They played them
terrible.
the best way.
Denver's an old school inside out because
Mm-hmm.
of how talented Jokic
Jokic
is.
is, yeah. You have no choice but to respect his game.
Yeah.
Man,
And Minnesota was taking that away.
Mm-hmm.
they lost their legs, man. Like you can tell. Like Mike Malone, he took a lot of heat. I seen on some podcasts and some other sports shows talking about. He
Right.
was like, "What happened?" He said, "Man, we didn't have no legs." He like, oh, he shouldn't have said that. He's been a sore loser. Da da da. But I think two things could be true at once. Like
Mm.
maybe he shouldn't have said it, but that doesn't make it not true. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I think they clearly for me they ran out of gas. Like it wasn't it wasn't a strategy thing.
Mm-mm.
Like like nobody from Minnesota just went like we was talking about Edwards. He just didn't go crazy high.
No.
No.
No, it just like Minnesota literally just ran them down. It was just ran them down, just ran, and then they passed them. And then if you watch that, you people who watch the game, you kind of see it was over. Like for me, I stopped paying attention. I started playing on my phone because I knew once Minnesota caught them, bro, I knew it was
Yeah. It's
over,
over.
dog. I knew
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
couldn't counter. They couldn't
Man.
counter. They couldn't do
Once they ended
nothing.
the third quarter down by 1 point, it was
It's a wrap. That
It's
game
a
in my
wrap.
mind, that game was over, bro. I was like, this game is done. Like this
Mm-hmm.
game is done. Because Jokic couldn't do nothing, man. Them boys too big, they too big, man. A game is a game of matchups. In Minnesota, if I can make an argument that Minnesota is probably the only team that would have put Denver out. I think
Hey,
Denver smacking the Mavs.
the first, yeah,
OKC.
I watched the first. Oh, they would have watched
Yeah.
OKC.
Yeah.
The way, just the way they played defense on them was like something Denver has never seen before in their entire lives. And that's what I got out of the first two, out of the first two games where they beat them. Like Denver's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock Jokic out, and then Jamal Murray's he's a beast of a player too, and he had phenomenal playoffs. The way he did, but the way Minnesota played defense against them, you could tell they weren't used to that. It's like they got hit. You know what I'm saying? So they were trying to figure out what they need to do, and as soon as they figured out what they was gonna do, the series is pretty much over.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, and to make it so bad, bro, Denver was at home. They was at home. How you don't have energy at home? They were so flat, man.
Yeah.
Porter, he was a waste of space. Maybe his brother gambling issues finally caught up with him, bro.
Called up to him. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
telling
he
you.
finally hit his little bro up for some money. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I need a lawyer, bro. Neither one. He moved in. He might have moved him in this past weekend or something. Who knows, man? But that boy went missing. That boy Murray couldn't buy a shot. Porter went missing. Like it just, and Murray is normally a good playoff performer. Like normally, like he's not an all-star or anything, but he is a really good NBA player. And he's done really well in the playoffs. But this particular series, he struggled, man, big time.
The Western Conference Finals are scheduled to start on Wednesday. You have the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas is coming out of a good series itself with OKC. I figured that was going to happen anyway. We're going to get too much deep into it, but I figured it was going to happen anyway. I thought I saw a lot of inexperience with OKC was pretty much like their downfall, in my opinion. But that could be for. I guess we ain't gonna talk about that shit for real because we ain't gonna say that for another show. That's old news. Anyway, so let's talk about this series coming up. This Western Conference series. What do you expect to see? And give me your prediction.
I
Start with Horace. Yeah.
I expect. I want something to change. I want something to change my mind. But what I'm about to say, I want something to change my mind, but I don't see it because as great as Kyrie is and great as Luka is, how do you overcome that size? And the Mavs they're small. Like this is a matchup nightmare. This is a matchup nightmare for the Mavs. Like the Mavs best big man is a 19-year-old kid who just graduated college. He's played Lively has played great, but he is gonna go up against some. These boys just shut down Luka. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't even probably gonna pay him no attention for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see a path other than Kyrie and Luka shooting the lights out every game. I just don't see any path forward. I think they're very, 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 very undersized. Luka is playing just as great as anybody right now. I think going into this series, he's playing better than anyone else right now. So anything can happen. It is a 7-game series, but I'm thinking they out of there at like 6. I'm picking Timberwolves to make their first NBA Finals.
All right, Timberwolves in 6. White Mike, what you got, brother?
Horace pretty much covered everything. Big man, like I said, big men are gonna make a comeback. Dallas just doesn't have it. Kyrie and Luka work really good. For whatever reason, we have talked about this. They work great, but they don't have anything down low. They don't have anybody to compete with Towns and Gobert. They just don't. And Anthony Edwards has already come out and said he said Kyrie's gonna be my matchup, and I am looking forward to his game versus my game. And like I said, I keep talking about it, Anthony, but that man wants the spotlight. He wants the attention. He wants your best player. He wants to come at you. He wants you to come at. He's gonna get it in Kyrie. He's gonna get arguably one of the best ball handlers to play the game.
Oh, for sure.
Kyrie's and he's a good scorer. So Anthony Edwards, that's going to be the matchup to watch. Just because of Kyrie's handling ability and his ability to pass the ball.
Okay.
But I said I got Minnesota in 6. Dallas is going to pull a couple off just because they're going to be able to. I mean, it is what it is. A 7-game series. This is the NBA. Yeah, they're gonna pull off a couple wins. I got Minnesota in 6.
Okay, man, I think this is gonna be probably of the 2 series. I think this is gonna be the most fun to watch. You got Anthony Edwards and you got up against Kyrie Irving. Even though Kyrie's a little bit older, but he's the fact that Anthony Edwards is ready to accept this challenge would be cool. Luka's always fun to watch. You guys are saying Minnesota in 6. I'm saying Minnesota in 7 for me. I think Dallas is one of those teams that just when you think they're done, they're still there. They still hang around. Luca Magic is a real thing, and I think people need to respect that. So that dude pulls wins out of his ass every now and again. And I think against Minnesota it might happen. Now I think they might run out of gas. They being the Mavericks towards the end, and this should be this final game in Game 7. I think should be in Minnesota. Will be a very emotional game, very electrically charged game, and I think that's what it's going to take for Minnesota to win. So I'm gonna say Minnesota in 7.
So I looked up a stat real quick. They played 4 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's 3-1.
Okay.
Against now, Kyrie was out 3 of those games, and Luka was out 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be different, but
yeah, it's going to be a different game. I think this is going to be the most fun series to watch of the 2, I believe.
Yeah. The thing, my only hesitation. That's why I almost picked the Wolves in 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're dealing with a more fully engaged Kyrie Irving,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a game set. I would probably lean more towards the Mavs, but Kyrie has been taking games completely off. He scored single digits twice last series, twice. You know what I'm saying? And as scrappy as OKC is, they ain't they ain't playing like them Wolves playing
yeah.
defense. They ain't Conley a little bulldog. He's small.
Yeah.
He can't do nothing else but hustle out there. Hey, Minnesota, it's real. Like them boys are well coached. Jason Kidd, I think what's gonna have to happen is Jason Kidd's gonna have to, force the Wolves to go small. They're gonna have to force it. They're gonna have to play
You're gonna
stretch.
have to. They're gonna have to run. They're gonna stretch the floor and run.
Yes. Because if you try to go heads up, because Luca, he can get to the paint. That's his game, but it's wonky and it's kind of like he needs to get his shot off. He needs to get his shot off, and he's hot and cold. He likes to hold the ball. This is a different type of game for the Wolves too. Like this ain't some team that's trying to feed it in the post, and until they strength basically,
Yeah.
So the Mavs, hopefully the Mavs can challenge them. Like I hope I'm wrong because I would love to see a 7-game series. I love watching Luka's game. I think the Wolves are here to stay. I think that
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so too.
regardless of the outcome of this year, I think that's going to be a team to reckon with. I think Edwards is an emerging Michael Jordan-ish type, Kobe type of player. He's emerging. I'm not going to go there yet. We got people already saying he's a better 22-year-old than LeBron and Jordan. Damn.
I will say this. I think that
He's an ascending great young player.
I think the biggest thing for the Mavs that'll be the downfall for the Wolves is if beating Denver was the Wolves championship.
Yeah.
If they hold over beating a defending champion too long, it will falter them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get you on that.
So.
I get you on that. The other conference championship game, the Eastern Conference Championship game, you have the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics. White Mike, since you were our resident Boston Celtics fan, I'm gonna let you lead this off.
Honestly, I mean, I like Boston. I like their game. I mean, they hustle, they play. They're number 1 seed for a reason. Their bench is good.
Mm-hmm.
They play well. They play team ball. There are times where Tatum and Brown are a little more solo, but for the most part, they play team ball. They go out, they get theirs. They believe in each other. But right now, the biggest thing that they're going to have going for them is Indiana's coming off of a tiresome 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike the other one where both teams went 6 and 7 games, Boston's been resting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's going to be super hyped and super tired. So I like Boston Man, I like Boston in 6. I could see this one going 7 also, just because of the way Indiana plays. But I like Boston. Boston's had the edge on them the 5 times they played this year. But I think Brown and Tatum, they want to get back to that championship they got to the first year. And you still got Horford's veteran presence, who's coming off the bench with that. That's a great come off for your bench teammate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I like them in 6.
6. Boston in 6.
Boston in 6.
I agree and disagree with you. I think it's going to be Boston, but they getting them out of there early. Boston in 5, man.
I don't
Boston,
disagree. I like it.
Like Boston is really, really good, right? Okay, but I think we might see Tyrese Halliburton's playoff moment in this series, and that's gonna be their lone win for Indiana in this series. Boston, they've been good all season. And I don't see them slowing down. So, take Boston. Boston at 5. Horace.
I'm gonna go Boston in 7, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I think that Boston hasn't been challenged. I think they're gonna lose the first game. I think Indiana's been pushed pretty hard by a hard playing, well coached team. I think they're gonna bring a different type of ball. I think they're gonna bring a different type of ball. It's gonna take the Boston a little bit to adjust. But again, it's a bad matchup for Indiana, if I'm being honest. But the coaching advantage here is so lopsided. Like I see Rick Carlisle coaching circles around this man. Like he's a good young coach, but man, come on, man, Rick Carlisle, man, he been doing this for 30 years, man. He got a really good team. Like he don't have like that super duper star, but he got a lot of solid players, man. I remember watching Indiana late in the season, and I'm like, dang, they Halliburton, Pascal, Siakam, like Miles Turner, they got some players,
They got some players. They do.
Yeah, they got some
You're talking coaching though.
I'm like, they got some team, they got a little team on them, got a little bench, and their style of play is modern. That's what hurt the Knicks too. Their style of play. They're one of the few NBA teams who sticks hardcore to the up and down, up and down. But that against Boston, you gonna run with Tatum and Brown. That's tough.
I mean, it's tough. That's a tall task, man.
That's tough, man. But Tatum to me though, man, he's a great young talent, man. But he's something missing there, man. Something missing there. I think because he's had so much success as a young player. I think it could come across like that. I'm not saying he's hit his peak or anything like that, but I need to see Tatum take that next step of leading Boston into the championship, not just being there and just having great games. Like nah.
Get him in the championship. Win it.
Yeah. Be great. Do your thing, bro. And I think it's time. And hopefully he does that.
Yeah, hope so.
I think Boston's gonna need it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I mean, let's look at this. They went to the playoff. They went to the champ. You're talking about coaching. Brown and Tatum and Horford. Horford left for what, half a year or something. Trading, came back. Since 2021, they've had 3 different coaches. They had Brad Stevens, Udoka, who got in a scandal, and then Missoula now. And this team is still reaching playoffs and just seem to be getting better. I don't think coaching is going to change. The last coaches have just let these boys do what they do.
But you as a Boston fan,
and I'm sorry, they've had 4. Leroy Richardson was there. He must have got fired midway through a season or something. I don't know. You don't think coaching? You don't think a better coaching job could have got Boston a little further last year? I do.
Yeah.
I think Udoka is a clear better coach Then my boy, you got from West Virginia. I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, but
He's like 20. What is he like 30? Like he's he's a kid. Like he's a kid. He's a child. Like I think no shade on Boston because I think this same thing happened to LeBron with his success in the Eastern Conference. Let's just be real, especially this year. The Eastern Conference is trash, bro. It's like trash can juice, bro. Like it's not good. Like it was real bad this year.
It
Like
was really bad. Yeah,
this year, like it was like real bad. Like
it was a toss. It was Boston, Minnesota, Milwaukee, and then everybody else.
like the Western Conference was miles. Like and Milwaukee wasn't even. Milwaukee
Yeah,
wasn't
Milwaukee wasn't
good.
even that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like even their good teams wasn't good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like Boston had a great record in the
Mm-hmm.
historically garbage Eastern Conference. Like and I like Boston. I ain't
Yeah.
they taking strays, but I ain't I'm just saying like they beatable. Like they're
Yeah.
not like they ain't like that. Like they alright. They alright. We'll see.
So you said 7, Boston is 7. You
Yeah,
said Boston is 6. I say
yeah.
Boston is 5. They getting them out of there early.
I hope they do because if they don't, quick prediction:
Mm.
Boston. That what you thinking?
absolutely.
Yeah. Minnesota, Boston.
I actually like that.
That's gonna be a good
Yeah,
fight.
I like that.
Now,
I would actually have to think for a second on that. I think.
That's gonna be a
now,
fun fight.
if it's not, then you got Rick Carlisle going back to Dallas
Ooh.
for
Storyline. Ooh. What happens? What happens if that happens? We're talking. That's another episode.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch any of the NBA Combine?
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces of it, right?
I'd rather watch the underwear Olympics than the NBA one.
Okay, the biggest story obviously out of that was Bronny James, right? With the I almost called them the Falcons, with the Hawks having the number 1 pick. Do you think the Hawks? I've seen it somewhere where they was like the Hawks, so we'll take the Hawks. But do you think Bronny is worth the first round pick?
No, absolutely not.
Not a first round pick.
This should be considered tampering. Is what this should be considered.
It got to be something, bro.
Because all you're doing is buying LeBron by drafting this kid. That's all you're doing,
dude. I call that.
40-year-old LeBron.
How desperate do you have to be? But
for ticket sales and money.
Ticket sales, money, yeah. LeBron in Atlanta or any of these lottery teams.
Look, I get it.
If you know you're gonna suck no matter what, do you buy LeBron for ticket sales?
What'd you say, Horace?
You ever been to a LeBron James game?
Yeah,
bro. That is something like, bro. He took over the AT&T Center down the street when the Spurs still had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, a prime Kawhi Leonard. It was more LeBron James, not Cavalier fans, because this when I seen him play. It was more LeBron James fans in there than Spurs fans, bro. Bro, this man, that's when I realized what a superstar is. I'm like, oh shit, like this is a superstar. Like this is the motherfucker you pay $100 million a year to. I said beside the dude, he came in at halftime. He's like, him and his wife, they were breathing all hard. You can tell they was kind of moving a lot. He was like, yeah, man, I just drove from Phoenix. I was like, damn.
Wow.
I said, man, how far that is? I was scratching my head. I'm like, how far? I Googled. It's 16 hours. I said, bro,
man, let me buy you a beer.
And look, man, I get it, bro, but let's be real. LeBron James, Bronny, bro, he's 6'1". They've been lying for years saying
and a half.
6'4", yeah.
He's 6'1". He's 6'1". There's only one position you can play in basketball.
That's 6'1".
Dude, you're terribly short, okay? You're not a great handler. You're an okay shooter. Like, he got all this praise. Oh, he did this. Oh, he shot the ball so well. And bro, his dad has been having him doing that shit since he was in diapers. He can do that shit with his eyes closed, bro. Like no drill. He been doing that. They do that. They do that in their pajamas with house shoes on. Look, that boy been doing that stuff for years, bro. For years.
Right.
That don't mean nothing to me, bro. You
The
average
thing-
5 points a game. You're 6'1". You're leaving early. What player in the world have you ever heard be undersized in any sport? In any sport, baseball, basketball, football, not a little undersized, way undersized, and you're a D&3. You're a D&3 person at 6'1". Man, the Pacers got a 6 a D. You know his name, Obi Toppin. He's 6'10". He's 6'10". What you gonna do with that? That's who you gotta stick. You gotta stick people like, I bet you, Porter Jr. who played for the Denver. I bet you if Bronny was out there, I bet he would have found his. I bet he would have found his rhythm. I bet. I bet he put a 6-1 guard on him. Put a 6-1 guard on him and see what he look like. I'm just being honest, man. If Billy LeBron wasn't his daddy, bro, nobody wouldn't even know. Like who coming out the what? What are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Michael Jordan didn't even push his kids this hard. He knew his kids were.
I don't think it's LeBron pushing his kids this hard. I think this is probably truly what Bronny wants to do, but he does have some. I mean, it ain't his fault. He got some influence.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, LeBron. I mean, we've seen statements about LeBron and Bronny coming up and stuff. You know, and his statement about helping the Lakers win, which apparently was true. He really did say that.
Yeah. What that he would help? You think that LeBron? Yeah. I think he did say that. And
I mean, you can't believe everything.
He's not gonna go. You know what? As a father, I would not go on record or on air disrespecting my son or talking down to my son, talking bad about my son. Of course, I'm gonna want to say, hey, yeah, he has a really good chance of making the team. He has a really good chance of competing. He knows. I mean, in my opinion, he knows him better than anybody else. But part of it could be that he is being biased.
I'm not against it. Hype your son up, hype your kid up. But at the same time, this is a game that this is your job. Mm-hmm. You know if your kid's gonna. You truly know if your kid is gonna succeed at your job,
right?
And he may succeed as a role player somewhere.
I think that's what he's just trying to aim for. He's no one is saying he's gonna come out and be the next LeBron James.
No,
I don't think he's even saying that. You know what I'm saying? But
I think he's been very humble.
To answer this question, no, you do not spend your first round pick on a role player.
No, and I think LeBron did. I think LeBron.
Do you spend it to buy LeBron James though? Do you spend it to get daddy?
No, not at 40, bro. I'm gonna waste a pick at unless he's second round.
Let's say second round. Yeah, I say second round.
Oh yeah, second. But if you know that you're gonna be probably another top 10 pick because the rest of your team's not that great, and you're a struggling franchise, and you want ticket sales, need to boost the market. Get a little revenue coming in.
Yeah, I mean, and you go for LeBron.
Do you waste the first round pick?
You draft Bronny to get LeBron. Hell yeah! If I was somebody like Detroit, Atlanta has the first round, has the number one overall.
And they lucked out on that. They're not a terrible team. They lucked out on that.
Yeah. So like someone like shit. Who else sucks out there? Like anybody else? Yeah, I can see that. The Hornets.
I don't want them in San Antonio. I don't want them. We okay. No. We okay. LeBron James wouldn't do nothing for us, and Bronny wouldn't do nothing for us.
So if you could
make a play,
if San Antonio could take Bronny in the second round, and get LeBron, you wouldn't be okay with it?
No. He's not an NBA player to me, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. He's not an NBA player. I haven't seen anything to make me think this man's an NBA player. And you know who else think he's not an NBA player? Half the NBA scouts. The one like a dude that what's that show? Come on Fox Sports like super early in the morning. What's his name? God, I can't think of his name. But he had NBA. They were quoting NBA scouts. And like they were like, it was harsh, bro. It was harsh. It was not nice. It was, dude. One of them was straight up like, hey, this kid needs to go back to school. Like he needs to go back to school. Like
I believe it.
And he had LeBron. Actually, I don't know if he did it on purpose. Maybe he did. LeBron's a really smart guy. but he did put pressure on his kid by when the second he came out and he said, "I want to play with my son,"
Yeah.
knowing you about to turn 40 and your son was just going into college. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
maybe he could develop into a pretty good player, like a good role player, good defensive
Hmm.
player. But he was, y'all remember he was sick. Remember he had like the little
The
Heart
hard
attack.
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The whole
So,
hard
so,
thing.
so yeah, so maybe he's not ready yet. You know, like maybe he's not ready, but he's doing it because he feels the pressure to want to play with his dad. You know,
Yeah.
and it's okay to develop. Like I know that's
But I
stupid.
think
Like
did he also entered the transfer portal, right?
yep.
Yeah,
So that means like,
he has
if
to. I
it's not
think he
going,
has to declare one
he
or
has
the
to
other here in the next.
formally declare. Yeah,
I
I
think he
think he
got
has
two
some
weeks. I
time.
think he got 2 weeks.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he uh doesn't, saying go into the draft. I think he, and probably take that transfer. Which in my opinion, which would be the smartest bet.
Yep.
Because I don't think, like you say, man, I don't think he's NBA ready.
No.
I think this is obviously something like, I guess, to gauge, test the waters. I feel like they're just trying to test the water, see who will grab him, and then they will grab the sweepstakes to LeBron James.
But maybe he ready to be a grown man. You know, maybe he ready to.
Maybe that'll make him step up.
He
We
already
don't
probably
know.
got.
We'll see.
He rich. You know, he like, man, I ain't done with school. I don't care if I play in the NBBL or China.
Yeah, he has plenty. I don't think he's doing it for the money. It's definitely not the money. It's love. It's obviously like the love of the game. Or maybe he's trying. Maybe he wants to play with his dad.
Yeah.
Maybe if he figures like, hey, if I get drafted, I play with my dad for 1 or 2 years, and I can go back to playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Hey, the WNBA season has started, and of course, like the shining light has been on Caitlin Clark still, but she's struggled out of the gate. I think the Indian and the Fever are currently 0-4. I think they lost tonight against the Connecticut Sun. Her debut was very, 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 very subpar. A lot of people are on her back about it. What do you think? What do you think the issue is?
Difference in pace, pressure, everything. I mean, people tried to make her like she's the Michael Jordan of the WNBA or the LeBron James. I mean, whoever you want to say, they're hyping her up like she's the second coming of Jesus. And I mean, I think it's great for the sport to bring attention, but WNBA players come from all over. And I'm going to say this as nice as I can. No one please get offended. But you're hyping a girl up that come from small town Iowa that played at Iowa. And now you're putting her in the spotlight of everything. Cameras everywhere. Every single move she makes.
Think the pressure's getting to her?
There's pressure. She has no... Everything she does is criticized, scrutinized, double checked, praised. If it's good, it's praised. If it's bad, it's the worst thing ever. Like, people were dogging her so bad after her first WNBA game. You know, and again, I'm not knocking where she's from. It's just when you don't grow up in the big spotlight. Yes, she had it at Iowa, but outside of the NCAA tournament games, how many of her games were really televised nationwide? I mean, she had spotlight, but it wasn't full attention spotlight like it is now.
Gotcha.
I mean, how much Angel Reese coverage did you hear in the NCAA? Decent amount.
Decent amount.
How much have you heard of her now?
Not too much now.
No,
and that
exactly.
Sucks. Yeah, I got you.
So I think people are looking too much into it. She's struggling. She's going to get her bumps and bruises. Every professional athlete has them. You don't just come in and be the best. You got to learn. There's a transition. High school to college is different. College to the pros are different. I don't care what sport you're in, how old you are. They all play different. So I think she'll get out of it. It's going to take her a little bit, but
right.
I think people just need to stop being so terrible about it. Let her find her way.
Gotcha. Horace, what about you, buddy?
For full transparency. I'm gonna be honest, straight up honest. I have not been the biggest Caitlin Clark fan while she was in college, but that has changed. I am now a huge fan. I think the ridicule that she has been getting is utterly ridiculous for a multitude of reasons. But for one, clearly physically, she was always going to struggle. Physically, she was always going to struggle. And the WNBA is not doing this girl or her team any favors. Bro, her schedule.
They put him in marquee games.
Bro, their schedule is insane. They played the champion. You put this girl she played the second best team, the third best team. Like she played the Dana Taurasi, what's that, Brianna? She done played all the stars already, bro. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how much WNBA y'all watch. The WNBA needs to adopt some of the NBA things. Like I like that they played tough. They foul. Like when they play D, like they be like,
they play D.
Yeah, they hand checking like a mom. Like they, what I'm saying? The WNBA is it's more physical than the damn NBA. and they are beating Caitlin Clark's ass. Like, bro, they are like this. Did you see the screens? She got another one tonight.
Oh my
goodness. And they're letting some fouls go on her.
They are beating her up, bro. The NBA, the referees aren't calling anything, bro. I watched this game while we doing this. Like I'm glancing at this game. I'm like, damn. Like I watched her get ripped, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight up, this like you couldn't like the girl could have. She might have well just pushed her on the ground and took the ball. That's basically what it was, bro. Like he arm barred her, bro. Like boom, hit her. She kind of fell back a little bit. She took the ball. They scored. That's a foul. Then you tell them to see how they hating on their star, bro. You need an element of not fakeness, but you have to let something ride, bro. The WNBA, I don't even think they understand, bro. They don't even. This is your chance.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, bro, and I feel like you have some, you got a little bit what you're talking about. It's kind of like kind of spot on. I think it's like there's a lot of parts to it, and I'll just peel back a couple of layers. The first part is the transition from college basketball to pros. Now in the NBA, you have the draft. They have they have the combine or another combine. They have like a little workout. Then they have summer league, and then the season starts. Okay, this girl just played in the Final Four championship. 2 weeks. Got drafted right after that, and then preseason starts a couple weeks after that. So her not being able to transition that quick from the way this game is played, the college game is being played, to the NBA. That speed, you can't just pick up that speed that quick.
I don't even think she's technically graduated from college yet. Like, they ain't even done that stuff.
Right. Well, she did. She actually did. And I saw a nice little video for it because she couldn't make it. Her teammates presented her with her diploma.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? So I saw that and I thought that was pretty cool. But there is no turnaround for her whatsoever because they're already talking about okay, hey, Caitlin. And then it kind of plays into what you're talking about, Mike. A lot of pressure. Like, hey, Caitlin, you just did this. And you're number one overall. Let's go ahead and get you up in here. Let's get you into training camp. Okay, the preseason start. Here's the season. Good luck. By the way, the Olympics starting. The practice for the Olympics is coming up pretty soon. So we need you to do that too.
Fatigue. That poor girl ain't gonna have no.
She ain't gonna have no time
after this year.
But I think she's gonna get it. Eventually, she's gonna get it. She's such a dynamic player, bro. She's gonna get it together. The other part where they're being physical to it, I think that's kind of like the rites of passage thing because you got to understand this league has been around for 25 years, right? A lot of people in this league have paid their dues. But then here we go. Here's somebody who's called America's attention, and that's all we can talk about. And then you telling us, the players who are struggling to even like keep this league afloat, who've been the backbone of the league for so long. You're telling us she's just gonna come in and she's gonna be the golden child? No, fuck that. We're gonna, she's gonna catch some elbows coming across the middle. She's gonna, what I'm saying? She's gonna kind of, they're gonna make it rougher. That screen's gonna be a little bit stiffer. You know what I'm saying? When she comes around, of course, and like if people giving Diana Taurasi but that's what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
she was not wrong. Anything she said.
You think about it. You know what I mean, Horace? You've had a very successful career in sales. You know what I'm saying? Over time, you let somebody come in and say, "Hey, Horace, we appreciate what you did so far, but we got this bad motherfucker coming here next, and you gonna run. We want him to shadow you. You gonna give him some leads or no? You gonna make what you gonna do? No, you ain't gonna do it because you gonna tell me I've been the best for this long. You gonna tell me the next up and coming you praising him and you didn't give me anything? Get out of here. I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for her, but that's just the way it is right now.
I agree. I'm going against my principles. I'm going against my principles to save this league because for some reason they feel like, and I feel them, and you can't help but feel that way when you see what the NBA players are making. Because my God,
yeah.
Oh my
it's
God.
It's a lot. But I'm happy.
They make the same thing. Somebody Lowe's. Like they're not making no money for real.
And shout out to the city of Las Vegas. Did you see what they did for the Aces? The city of Las Vegas decided to give them each individual sponsorships and are paying them $100,000 this season.
That's dope, bro.
That's a lot more than what they're getting here. But like I think the league is good. The league is good, but with the WNBA, as many times we said this before and talked about the WNBA on the show, they have to work on the marketing for this league. Because before, like we were making jokes like, "Hey man, when do you see a WNBA commercial? Like at midnight, you know what I'm saying? Between Girls Gone Wild commercial, you know what I'm saying? That's when you're seeing this shit. Like in Saturday afternoon, like 1:00, right after like an ad for Doink the Clown Wrestling in a Golden Corral parking lot. This is when so this is before they see it, but now you're starting to see it a little bit more. You start getting people more interested in watching the game, and then for the other people also. You got to understand what you're watching. You know what I'm saying? If you go watch a WNBA with NBA expectations, you're going to be upset every time. Mm-hmm. So you got to understand you're watching the WNBA, which is good, which has a good product. You just got to tune in.
Yeah. But that's my thing is, so like the player's going to be a player. The player, they're going to be competitive. That's why the WNBA has to protect her. You just can't, bro. What I just watched, bro. What I just seen, I'm like, okay, we get it, y'all. We get it, y'all. Y'all like, hey, nah. We like, I'm talking about every time if she's sticking somebody and they
got to come in and protect it.
Yeah.
You got to come in and protect because the players are like they pissed off about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that they mad at her individually. They mad at the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the golden goose. You gotta protect the goose. Look, I get all this competitive stuff, man, but as an organization, y'all are a business. Y'all got players that are complaining because they don't make no money for real. And you got somebody who's arguably the most because you got to think about the times that we're living in. You got to think about the times. She is one of the most popular women's basketball players in the world.
Right now.
She's one of 2-3 women with her own shoe. She is the leading scorer in NCAA history. Bro, it was more people watched the girls' championship than the boys' championship, and it wasn't even close.
2 years in a row.
It wasn't even close.
2 years in a row.
You have to capitalize off that. You do. You brought up a great point, and I thought about that too. And it's really closer than I realized. Between the last game and the draft, and then the draft, then the practice started 2 days after the
like this. She had time. She's not acclimated to the speed of the game yet.
Bro, she has no leg. How is she gonna make it out there, bro? You know, they said it's one girl. It's one girl who just came to the WNBA and just dominated and won MVP her rookie year. Candace
Maya
Parker.
Moore.
No.
Candace Parker. I don't think Maya Moore, man. Maya Moore did pretty great too.
Oh yeah. She balled out. She balled
Yeah.
out, and I think she'll eventually, And this is a different era too, man. Like the girls are better than they ever been. Like, man, I
Oh
was
yeah.
watching. I remember watching the inaugural WNBA season and
And it
thinking
was terrible.
and thinking like I don't know if I can watch this, And
Mm-hmm.
and I was just thinking about that because it just so happened they were playing the Phoenix Mercury and they
Mm-hmm.
were one of the first teams. They won the first championship, and I remember watching that. And I was like, man, I don't think I can watch this. I don't know, And
Mm-hmm.
watching them tonight, I'm like, them girls hooping, bro. Like them
Mm-hmm.
girls
They
hooping,
balling.
bro.
They
They
balling.
balling, bro. They shooting that thing. They drop like the girls going to the rack. They got some moves better than some of the men. How they do that English off the backboard. How they have to
Mm-hmm.
finish because they can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? How they
Yeah.
have to finish. So
That's
I
a
just feel
challenge
like,
in itself, yeah. Like
yeah,
a contested layup is definitely easier than a dunk.
I
I mean,
was
harder than
watching.
a dunk.
I promise you, I'm gonna watch more WNBA this year than I've watched in the past 20 years, and it
All
ain't
right.
because of none of
You
these
got
hate these
hey,
hate.
you got to get a team. Who's gonna be your squad? Who's
Yeah.
gonna be your squad?
Oh, Fever, bro. I told you I'm all in, bro.
All
I'm
in on
all in.
fever, right on.
Hey, I was with Vegas because that's actually our team. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Vegas team.
Yeah.
Those girls actually played for the San Antonio, almost the whole damn team that they have now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna go and go with the Indiana Fever. I'm gonna go and go with I'm gonna go and go with the new age Larry Bird.
Yeah. All right. Honorable mentions, fellas. What do you guys got?
I got one. Xander Schauffele.
Oh, the thug,
Do I?
the golfer thug.
No, that's Scotty Schaefer.
Oh, okay. My fault. Go ahead.
That's
Continue.
the number one golfer in the world who got arrested.
Yeah.
No, Xander Schauffele. He won the PGA Championship this weekend
Okay.
for his first win.
First ever win or like?
Yeah, first.
Oh, congratulations! He won PGA Championship on first win. That's dope.
I mean, that's his first PGA win. I mean, I'm not. Or
I gotta
major.
figure out what
I don't
happened.
know however they do it. I don't understand how. Like, you can have wins and you have major wins, and then.
Oh, it's a major tournament, so yeah. So that's probably his first PGA win is also a major. It's awesome. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I got to figure out exactly what happened with that dude and why he got arrested and why he's dragging cops down the road and shit like that thing. That's cool. I don't know. They say it was miscommunication, but I don't get it. Horace, what about you, brother?
Honorable mention, man. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna keep it on track because I'm serious about this. I'm dedicated to this. Caitlin Clark, because she's down. She's hurting right now. She's hurting right now. But she's fighting hard, man. So
Yeah.
I just want to let everybody know that she's doing okay. She'll be all right. She'll be all right. Honorable mention, Caitlin Clark, your new fan. Your new fan here.
Yeah. I can't wait to see content, bro. All right, please get like an Indiana Fever Clayton Clark jersey or a T-shirt or something.
I'm dead serious, bro.
Because I'm dead serious. Like I'm trying to go to the game with the Sparks when they come and play the Sparks, and I need to find a Cameron Brink jersey. I was so upset we didn't get Cardozo. I thought we were gonna get Cardozo. I thought we were gonna get Cameron Brink and Cardozo because we had like two top 5 picks. I believe the Sparks did. Yeah,
the Sparks used to be it.
Mm-hmm. I thought we had like two. I think it was like 2 top 5 or at least 2 top 10 picks. 2 top 10 picks. And I was like, if we get Cameron Brink and fucking Cardozo, bro, we gonna fucking shit. So I gotta get me I'm gonna go get me a copy of Cameron Brink jersey if I can find one. I don't even know if they make him in men. Do they make him in men? Because I might want to get like.
If they don't, we suing straight up.
Yeah. Hey, word. Hey, word. Hey, WNBA. Look at me. Better make men jerseys. I promise. Or we gonna have a problem.
Triple X.
My honorable mention goes to the NHL. We talked about the playoffs already. The Eastern Conference final is set between the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers. Let's go Rangers. And then the Dallas Stars are waiting the winner of this game between the Edmonton. It was like Game 7, Edmonton and who was it? Vancouver, right? And
Yeah,
Vancouver.
the Oilers and Canucks.
Yeah, and currently they are going into the second period. It's 0-0. So the winner of them plays the Dallas Stars in the conference finals. So let's go Rangers, baby. Let's bring the city. Let's bring the championship home finally, because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of every year, man. They do good, but they haven't been. I mean, they haven't done this well in a long time. They're not going to choke, White Mike. Stop being a hater. You was a hater last time. Don't be a hater this time. Shout outs, fellas.
Man.
You psych. Don't ask me to say his first name. The undisputed title holder in the boxing after his
beat the
big,
crap out of him.
just big win over Fury.
Oh man, Fury should have been out of there a few times.
Yeah.
I think Fury's last couple fights he should have won. I think people were biased, and even watching that fight, so going back and watching that fight and just listening to the announcers, they were completely biased about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got beat from pillar to post in that fight, and it's cool, and I like Tyson Fury, but like I just think he got a lot of hype towards his last couple fights.
He's gotten a lot of hype from his
because he didn't beat Nduku. I'm sorry,
no.
He didn't beat him. What's the guy's name? Francois.
Francis Ngannou.
Ngannou. He didn't. Yeah,
but
I called him Nduku. Yeah, he didn't beat Ngannou.
Yeah,
he didn't beat him.
Yeah,
he didn't beat him. No, he didn't. He didn't beat him, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He didn't beat him, bro. He got robbed, bro.
Nah.
He was robbed. I'm sorry.
They couldn't give it to him. They couldn't. I think it was an agreement going forward.
For sure.
We're gonna go box a little bit, and we're gonna get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
what you got, man?
Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. That's actually the first NBA team that I ever went and watched live. They used to call them a big ticket. KG years. I'm talking about 20 plus years ago, bro. Like so I've always had a little love for the Timberwolves, man, and I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for their fan base.
That's what's up, bro. My shout out, bro, would be man, shout out to High Hope Softball again, bro. Let's get this chip on Wednesday because we gotta, we gotta get the first one, bro. Like the way this team came together, not winning the championship would suck. I think it would be kind of detrimental. I mean, we had high hopes to win the championship, so we got to fucking pull through. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So shout out to my teammates, Yoli, Eric, Eddie, Jason, Emilio, Bree. Everybody, man. Shout out to Yvette. Shout out to shout out there. Hey, let's get this shit, bro. Let's stop fucking around. Let's go get this. Shout out Danny. Everybody, man. Let's go get this thing. That's all I have. That's it. Oh, shout out to Hollow Point too for missing the show, but he was sick.
Big job. Get well.
Get well, buddy. Yeah, we see you next week. But I don't have anything. You guys got anything else?
Appreciate all y'all listening. Come back again.
All right. Horace, got anything else?
That's it, man. Thank y'all, man. Keep supporting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what they said, man, we appreciate everybody who checks us out. Thank you for everybody who checking out on YouTube. Please share. Tell a friend to listen to Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. Follow us here on YouTube. Follow us on the social medias that I struggled to tell you before. But just make sure you can hit rewind and go back and follow those. And that's about it. So for White Mike, for Horace Jr., for our man Hollow Point, who can't be with us right now. He's just being sick right now. He'll be back. I am King Hulie. We are Truth Be Told Sports Podcast. Rest in peace, Kobe. We're out of here. Peace.